like are kind of those standard sortie throws. They don't send you super far. They're not great in singles other than up throw, but in doubles, again, they are going to set you up 7 ways to Sunday, and a character like Mario will capitalize on those.
For sure. All right, getting into this, Onin just immediately starting to mine makes sense. Having those resources can be very beneficial, but
It looks like either maybe a wrong tag, maybe a wrong something. They are just maybe it's just a button check. Nice. They are going to restart Onin, building us a couple little treats for the folks at home here on Genesis Smash.
Oh, okay.
Onin they're asserting their dominance here in Game 0 with that saying, hey, it might be a button check, guys, but this is the L we want you to hold in the future. You might not be holding it yet, but we are going to try.
I'm not sure what was wrong there. I think everybody had the right tags, so. It
definitely looked like it. Maybe it was, and they are going to the right stage. Maybe it was just a wrong skin or something, honestly. Yep, that looks like what it was, because Onin locked in the Alex, everyone else locked in the same skin. So maybe just like an aesthetic difference, but you want to make sure players are comfortable. If someone catches it when they just start, when someone presses the start button too soon, you want to get them to
Hey guys, do you mind if we reset so that I can go your guys' team color? Is that okay?
I just realized that. That's so cheeky.
Alright, but getting into this game, and it looks like Onin doing a really good job of covering, covering Riddles getting back to the ledge here. Decent damage on the yellow team already, but it looks like SHADIC's firing right back, able to string a couple of those fares, not able to find the up air to finish it off, but still decent damage output there. And Wizzy just doing a really good job of blocking down the ledge, but overextends there with the fair off stage, and now this is Riddles' ledge trap instead.
I like the idea to try and play off the block, being there right the lane, trying to find the early stock, but as you mentioned, that overextension going to potentially be huge for the red team. They're going to find 2 stocks off of it, right? Being able to just rack up that damage in the extended 2v1 that ensued, and then because of that mispositioning, just never really gave it back. Now, the juggle trying to happen from SHADIC and Wizzy here on Riddles, but not able to find it. Onin going to get put off, so there's a huge damage opening, but just barely able to use that minecart, get back to stage, disrupt the positioning again, and it's just been the story that SHADIC and Wizzy able to find this damage, just not able to get these team combos going off these juggles and find these stocks.
We are seeing a lot of double jump from SHADIC in center stage as well, just trying to cover a lot of those high recoveries, because a lot of the time we're seeing that Onin is using the Elantra towards center stage very high.
Oh, no.
But if we do see an overextension, not having your double jump off stage as Corrin can be a death sentence, so do have to be careful about that.
And speaking of death sentences there, Emma, Corrin came off the Angel platform with a death sentence, but had to because he went up to try and contest Onin all the way in the top blast zone, got caught by an anvil at not that high a percent, just about what he was at now, and lost his stock at 50. Onin gonna go back and dunk him just like that. 2 stocks about as fast as you can blink, Emma, and all of a sudden, it's gonna be Wizzy being asked to do this one by himself, takes 5 stocks.
Ooh, okay, Wizzy able to find that up smash though, taking Onin's stock, but definitely has a mountain to climb in front of him. Yeah, Riddles just trying to find this electric to seal out this stock.
However, as long as Steve is alive, that auto turnaround will not be online for Kazuya. The second we go to a 1v1, it will lock in. So something to keep in mind that it might be Kazuya that you're trying to kill first here as Mario, just so that you don't have to deal with the auto turnaround later.
Great. Ooh, okay, but able to find that stock there using the Nair, able to kill off the top. But, okay, you got it, I guess. Just made like a nice little
you make that platform there because he has to land on it, can't drop through, can't drop to the ground, so he has to stay on top of platform. You can sit under it, mine and build your resources under the platform, and then trap their landing super well because of the 2v1. So super heads up doubles play to build those walls under the Angel plat, and Riddles is just gonna say, come here, give me a hug.
Yeah, that was actually like a pretty crazy 2v1 there for Dark Wizzy. Was able to find a few stocks and able to find the Onin stock off stage with the fair. Almost had that Riddle stock as well, getting that up air ladder. Not able to finish it out with the up B, but Riddles just said, okay, we're done with this, and just immediately takes him off stage. And yeah, gonna take that game 1.
But the fact that Wizzy was able to take multiple stocks there, as you mentioned, just very impressive, right? Especially a character like Mario. very good in the game, very good in the overall meta, not as good in the meta as of late, especially with the resurgence of all these disjoint characters, right?
Yeah.
Mario just having those stubby little legs, those stubby little hands, not able to quite contest you as well, but even though SHADIC has one of the biggest swords in the game with Corrin and, as your team, right, you still have to deal with those disjoints against Onin with the sword and the pickaxe, Riddles, as well, even though it's not traditional, that leg, that up air, right, frame 4, full leg invulnerability. Most of Kazuya's aerials might as well be sword buttons. Wizzy and Mario just in general can sometimes just struggle to swing against these characters that he's on the screen with, even his teammate.
Yeah, for sure. Great, but yeah, just locking in with the same characters into this game too. We definitely know if they get in another 2v1 situation who's taking the stock, though, if that happens.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Absolutely. That being said, I mean, even if you do, right, like, betting on, it's hard also because just SHADIC's been so good recently, right? Like, to really assume that, but I'm sure they have a strategy locked in place. I like the Nair to just cover both sides, right? Say, okay, you guys are surrounding us. Let's get off. Let's reset a little bit.
Ooh, yeah, SHADIC trying to rescue Wizzy, but he's getting sent off stage, able to make it back to the ledge, but I really love this use of falling Nair to get a lot of these combos started, but it seems like Riddles is just ready to interrupt a lot of these combos that SHADIC is getting on Onin, so we have to be careful about the positioning of the red team whenever we're trying to get these strings that Corrin is definitely known for. Ooh, but that pin spacing, fantastic stuff there to yellow team. Still very high percent on our first stocks, but able to steal out both of those of the red team.
And I like that up air. They're recognizing, hey, it's Kalos, this won't kill, but it's going to get Dark Wizzy out of there. He's got to reset. We're not going to get surrounded and potentially risk both of our stocks going away because Wizzy will be able to fireball pressure from a distance and keep us both alive. He is going to lose his stock first, but because of that, they're able to survive a little bit longer, rack on a little bit of damage here on to Riddles and still keep a decent lead going. Now racked into the corner, there's a huge opportunity for Onin and Riddles. They're going to find so much stage control here. Wizzy desperately fighting for his life to get out of dodge, and he's going to manage to keep this one from getting too far out of hand somehow.
The same issue that we saw with the twins of Rob landing on top of Riddles, it's the same issue that we're seeing with Corrin as well. A lot of the time you're going to be using a lot of that falling Nair to get a lot of these combos started, but if Riddles is ready with the parry, that can be the end of your stock regardless of what percent you're at. So you do have to be very careful about that. Doesn't have a jump off stage, but able to stall there with a neutral B. Using the armor to avoid that pin.
Yeah, that was huge from Riddles and huge from SHADIC too, who I think was trying to use the weak hit of the pin to hit the weak hit on Wizzy and the strong hit on Riddles to both get Wizzy out of there with the knockback, but also to just dislodge Riddles. Even though it didn't work out, great idea from both players. Now though, you have to just somehow dislodge this Kazuya that's pressuring both of you at once, forcing you both to the corner, and then is allowing Onin to just sit center stage, mine, build these resources, and just limit the amount of space you have to work with at all. They're doing a much better job now than game one, but even with their adjustments, it's still even here.
Yeah, it's crazy that this is even because I feel like stocks have just been flying this entire time. But not a great combo there. Honestly, the yellow team is comboing each other with the red team a lot of the time, trying to go for follow-ups or trying to save and just not able to find it. But red team holding down center here, not able to use the pin, just recognizing and dropping instead there. But this is kind of just like a big mess here in the center stage, trying to find footing.
And SHADIC, they're having to roll, not able to have the startup time to get Nair online, to get out of dodge. Going to almost send Wizzy the wrong way into the blast zone, but not going to just yet. So one more chance for the yellow team with their backs against the wall here. Riddles trying to find a huge reversal on the lowest percent person left on stage. Everyone at kill percent. Emma, this is anyone's game too. Wizzy, SHADIC trying to hold on to a chance at keeping the set even, trying to not give up the counter pick advantage for sure in this set, but they are running out of chances.
Yeah, Riddles just reverting to what we saw at the beginning of that game where he just like smacks SHADIC away and then they go back to 2v1 and does a great job of finding both of those stocks there at the end. Riddles definitely clutching up and taking this game too. Yeah,
he really did lock in and lock out there. Emma, as well, you mentioned, we saw the yellow team there, and I agree. I think it was kind of what did them in, was comboing themselves a lot with along with the red team. It felt like there was a lot of times as well where they would go for a team combo and try to transfer a hit too early. And so Wizzy would go for that one extra up air with Mario when SHADIC would try to forward air, and so would end up hitting Wizzy off stage as well when instead of just fast falling and swapping out back to stage. So there's just a couple chemistry mishaps, I think, coming out from them that, ordinarily aren't that big of a difference, right? They're here, this deep in bracket, but they, they are gonna start to bite you when you go up against players of Onin and Riddles caliber.
Yeah, for sure. I think having that synergy of recognizing, like, okay, I'm going to get 3 up airs and then I'm going to pass to you, or I'm going to hit the fair into whatever and then pass to you is super important so that you're not interrupting each other, and I think that's something that's kind of been biting them in these past couple games. But I think if they're able to clutch up and try to space out a little bit too, just not be so close together, I feel like it's definitely biting them too, especially with the large hitboxes that we're seeing on Corrin. If we're just able to put a little space in between us, use the fair to pass back and forth, then that might be a little bit more beneficial. But right now it looks like they're going pretty even. Wizzy almost dying despite being the lowest percent person, and SHADIC just struggling to get back onto stage there. Riddles able to find that with the ledge trump into back air, so really good stuff there.
And Onin as well on the other side, right, simultaneously wrapping up the stock, so now out just down a full stock back against the wall. This road is starting to run out of room for SHADIC and Wizzy. They're able to get on the board here with a stock on Onin, clean it up with Riddles in turn. Great edge guard from SHADIC to keep them in this one. They were so far down just moments ago, Emma, but once again playing this one back to even those blocks, though SHADIC having to use the pin on the wall, something you don't see very often, to find his way back to stage. Heads up awareness to hold on, but not out of dodge yet. Somehow they weren't able to convert that edge guard.
That was crazy recoveries there from SHADIC, definitely showing that a very strong Corrin main, able to use all of the resources to make it back to the ledge. But now Wizzy's struggling to make it back, able to up B just thread the needle through all of the stuff off stage.
But that he found that back too is also impressive. But it looked like he was about to lose his stock. Unfortunately, SHADIC had to bite the bullet for him to hold on to that one. So now at 119, Wizzy here, right, just a moment away from death. But at something that Kazuya Steve with Diamond so good at providing to their opponents. But as you run out of room here to breathe, you have to remember, one overextension could just be death for you. Ooh, on that throw end lag, it is going to be Wizzy losing the stock, but they are going to wrap up Riddles in turn, and that's honestly the best case scenario for them.
I love how comfortable SHADIC is going off stage and finding these back airs against Riddles, able to find the high recovery, able to do the drop zone earlier and find that back air as well. So just very comfortable off stage, despite it being like one of Corrin's weaknesses is her recovery. But just if you're able to find that back air, it can be huge because Riddles is such a heavy character that it's really hard to find these stocks, and Kazuya with Rage is a huge problem.
Oh man, they'll value 2 for 1 on the electric. You electric your teammate, you don't care, you electric them again, because guess what? You've got all the time in the world, and that throw's got end lag, Emma. So it's gonna be Riddles, it's gonna be Onin, racking it up 3-0.